Who else? Like, share, comment. Hey, I had another girl, man. My boy, my across the street neighbor, the Rosses, right? Miss Ross, sweet as ever. Been living there before I was born, right? Um, but her kids, you know, John and Jerry and Gina and Jeff, and Jeff has been in Atlanta for years, and then he's a pilot. Actually, he's been a pilot for years. Then John, he was a teacher, then he was a police officer, and I don't know what he do now, but then Jerry, we grew up, we was pretty tight, he would come pick me up and stuff, or let me go out with him to the little teenage clubs growing up. He actually did a song with Beyonce. That was Ananda Lewis's best friend, one of her best friends. They was pretty tight, from MTV. But Jerry, he would go to LA. He had a little honey in LA, in Norwalk, right? And they had family up there. So he hooked me up with one of his cousins, so when he would go up there to see his little honey, he had a little Spanish honey, but his cousin was, she's black, but she grew up around a lot of Mexicans, basically, you know what I mean? So all her friends was basically Spanish, and, or Mexican, so I think I had took her to a couple dances too, because he took the other girl, her friend, to her prom or something like that. Tina Ross. She was bad too. Fine as ever. She was a little older than me, But I had been we had been dealing with each other since probably I was about 14 or something, right? I was going to LA with him, kicking with her and stuff. And then when I moved to LA with my cousin, and remember I was telling you about my cousin, one time he was like, my cousin from LA, he actually was in the first group with Yo-Yo. They first little music group, Yo-Yo was in it because they went to Washington High together. And Mavuto was an African dude, he could sing and rap and stuff, and my cousin could sing and rap, so he had a little Celica. That was, Celicas was big back then. And he had a green Celica with the little inkies on it, the green inkies, with the beat up in it and everything. So him and my cousin from San Diego, who I lived with, they left. They was like, we going somewhere or something. They left me there, but he gave me the keys to the car. He was like, if you need to go somewhere or something. You know what I mean? So I called my little honey in Norwalk, right? I'm all the way on Adams Avenue. So I called her up, because we was always talking on the phone or whatever too. So I called her up, gave me the directions to get there. I went and picked her up, came back with her, tapped that thing up. She was bad too, boy, thick, bad, beautiful spirit, wasn't, all into no mess or nothing, you know what I mean? Cool. And my cousins come back home, right? Come back to the house. And they like, she was there with me. You know what I mean? And like, you wouldn't got where she live at. Like Norwalk. He was like, you drove all the way to Norwalk? It was like, you crazy, boy. Like you drove all the way to Norwalk like Santa Ana, you know what I mean? That's far from where we lived on Crenshaw and Adams, you know what I mean? But it was pretty easy because we lived right off the freeway, so I just got on the freeway, went there, picked her up, brought her back, you know. So he ended up riding with me back to go drop her off, I think, you know. But we had went to, I don't know if it was a couple dances or what, you know. But we had went and kicked it, man. I was young too, man. You know. And she was good people though, man. I always be wondering. I used to go by there when I would go up to LA, you know, years ago and stuff. Go by the house, check on her, see what's up, you know. She was bad too. I was supposed to kept her, man. I don't know what she ended up doing. I always ask about her, but they always say, oh, she's still up, you know, up there, whatever, you know. They don't really be kind of elaborating on nothing. So I don't really know the story on what's going on with her. But Tina Ross, yeah. Yeah, one of the Rosses, you know what I mean? But me and JR, well, both of them JR, all of them JRs basically, but, you know, yeah, he actually did a song with Beyonce. He used to, man, because he was cold on the violin, and, you know, like, he had to go in the house, practice every day, you know, we'd be outside playing or whatever. You know, he had to go in for sure practice his little violin. We'd hear him outside, hear him inside, you know, the violin going. But he was cold with it. He's still cold with it. I know he had a bad motorcycle accident and stuff. Ended up coming up on like, you know, $1 million or some, couple million, you know. But he still work, you know, he just working and stuff, man. You know, and just doing his thing. He like his little motorcycles, you know what I mean? And he went to Old Pharaoh. They all went to Old Pharaoh, basically, you know. They all went to Old Pharaoh, you know, all into the, you know, the arts and performing arts and stuff like that. But because he would always hook me up with little honeys and stuff, or I hook him up, or whichever, you know. But yeah, man, she was good peoples though, you know. She wasn't in no mess and doing nothing goofy or stupid. She was good people, you know. But we're gonna talk about, like, you know, the Ross family and stuff, you know, and how that coincides, you know what I mean? But they grew up right across the street from my house, you know, so we always been pretty tight growing up, you know, just everybody doing their own things and stuff, you know. And yeah, man, but you know, that's my story for one of the Rosses, or the Rosses, you know. I know you heard of the Rosses before, but yeah, they still folks, you know. It's just everybody got their own lives and stuff, you know. That's all it is, pretty much, you know. And that's how it be. But like, share, comment,